Streaming.
Hold it down.
Yeah, it did, and then usually I let it go and it, guess it takes twice. Alright, so I'd like to call the Planning Commission meeting to order for Wednesday, July 10th, 2019. Say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So, roll call.
Janet Prentice here.
Lee Freilich and Wen are excused. Cynthia Browning here.
Forrest Keeney here.
All right. So, the first item on the agenda is to look at the planned development zone, which hasn't really been looked at since it was passed about 2015. So,
Good time to do it.
yeah.
I don't really know the history, but I do think there was something done between the 2015 passage and what we see today.
No. Because,
Okay.
we did, when we got our big books at the beginning of all this last summer, the planned development zone, which used to be chapter 11.
Chapter 11, right.
It was the old one. That was pre-2015 because
Okay.
Tanya hadn't found it. And, but what I knew about the 2015 one is that it had the density chart at the back.
Right.
And so she
right,
found that,
right.
and then when we got these books after we got the updated one printed out. So the only thing that's changed on it from 2015 to this one is the formatting has been changed somewhat to be in line with the rest of the code that's online now.
Okay, well, I guess what I remember is I downloaded
You probably downloaded the old one.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But then there was one that was put on the town computer about February of 2018. And
It might have been a
was-
work in progress, but
Well, I'm wondering if that wasn't the
I
2015.
I think it was a work in progress, because I remember when Jack was here, we were working on it.
well, yeah.
But we
and
never got it.
We never, because it was too big of a thing, and that's why in
Convoluted.
2017, when we passed a lot of this code, we passed chapters 1 through 10
10 and then
12
12.
through 15.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we skipped this one.
Okay.
So this one has not been changed since 2015. The one
Okay.
from before then had some different verbiage, and the reason it got changed a little is because it's when Dale Beto was, and this was probably around 2013, Dale Beto was the Planning Commission chair, and he kind of called on his developer lingo and wanted to change some of the terminology. And then we were working on it for a couple of years, off and on, and then that's what was eventually passed in 2015. But I don't think everything translated.
Right, I'm sure it did.
Across the
because
board properly,
it's
so.
a little bit convoluted and
Yeah.
obscure. I guess one other thing I put out is I remember that a lot of the verbiage being changed on that February of last year, but I don't know that for a fact.
I don't think it was this one. I think we were
Okay.
doing a lot of the supplementary in chapter 15 and the
Okay.
subdivision.
Yeah, that's another story.
But we haven't touched this for a while.
Okay.
And so that's why it's probably good to at least
Bring it
make
up.
it make with the continuity.
Yeah.
What I was gonna suggest with just three of us here, why don't we just flip through it real quick, and if you see something you don't like, or.
Some of your punctuation here.
I went through it this morning. Just on my iPad. I was going through it
Yeah.
and comparing it to mine to make sure that the wording was all the same.
Right.
It's just the formatting's been changed with the different letters and numbers instead of how it was before.
Right.
So, I mean, I think every time you commented on making it town instead of city, obviously, that's what we need to do.
Mhm.
There was one place that you said to capitalize planning commission, and then later on you lowercase them.
Yeah,
As a correction.
you're probably right. I tend to think planning commission means lowercase, and I get confused with town council, which should be uppercase, I think, but that's just my opinion.
I think since
We're
it's,
just as good as the.
I think since it is a title of an organization, I think we can probably, just for continuity purposes, capitalize town
Okay.
council, capitalize planning commission, since it is a board.
Well, the main thing that bothered me is, I guess it's on page 2, where they give a description for final plan, and right under that, a description for phase plan.
Yeah, and it's.
And they are not, they are totally backwards.
Well, yeah,
I
this
think-
final plan should have the description that phase plan has.
Right.
And phase plan should have the description that final
Exactly,
plan. So
exactly.
we could just flip flop those two descriptions,
And that,
and I think we're good there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we need to, maybe I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm not sure that we want to adopt anything tonight. I'm not
Oh,
sure we
no,
can
it's
adopt
not.
anything tonight.
We'd have to have a hearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So at this point, we're just kind of getting our wording straight.
okay,
And
and then,
if
and then
it's-
Michelle or Ben, and as the case may be, can get
Well-
an updated,
If the changes are, because I think what the attorney
Well, I
has
think-
said is if changes are just really kind of with verbiage and continuity, we don't really have to have a hearing for
Okay.
that. But if we are changing meanings of things and interpretation of things, then yeah, we'd have to.
Well-
We'll let the experts determine that.
Yeah.
We'll just
well,
talk
but
about it.
that's what I'm saying, is if we got one printed out the way it is right now, and then printed out with our changes,
Yeah,
I guess you need to highlight them somehow. Is everybody okay with those changes? And have other people read them besides us. Did we change any meaning? I didn't intend to change any meaning, but I could see how, I don't know, maybe I did. I don't think I did, but, well, let me point out a couple of them. There's some commas missing. I'm not too worried about them, but.
well, we'll just kind of go through what you, because, so the first thing we came across was flip-flopping the final plan,
Right.
phase plan
Those-
description.
If you read the descriptions later, they are definitely flip-flopped.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So we'll do that, that's easy enough. And then at the bottom of that first page, just putting you're saying a comma for no building, comma, structure, and I have to insist on the Oxford comma, sorry. I'm gonna put a comma, building, comma, structure, comma, or land.
Okay, so two commas instead of just
Well,
one?
except, were building and structure two separate things,
Oh,
or
yeah, yeah.
building, structure,
There's no
one
way-
thing?
There's no way you would say building structure.
Okay.
You're being redundant, I think.
So building,
Now you can
comma,
strike out structure as far as I was concerned.
well, because, yeah, I guess what would be the difference between a building and a structure?
No,
So that's what I say, well, it doesn't really make much sense to me.
no, it doesn't.
Okay, so do we wanna have building or do we wanna have structure?
Structure,
Okay.
I think it covers more.
Okay, I think so too. So no structure or land
That
shall
sounds
be
good.
used,
And then
okay.
you can forget the comma.
Yeah, forget the comma at that point. So,
Alright.
no structure or land shall be used, blah, blah, blah. Then, yeah, then changing that city to town.
And-
We'll do that throughout.
Okay, and then here's where you might,
Oh,
See.
yeah, I had some periods just because it read better with periods after you, but it's not critical.
okay, so where do you?
Now, are we at form and F?
Yeah,
So,
four, exactly,
Plan
conditional uses.
development. Okay, so where it says when it starts going into the PDR. Okay, where it says permitted uses.
What are you
Where,
doing?
well, I'm at the bottom of, I guess, page 2. but I made comments in my book.
Okay.
copy. So where you were wanting to put, when it says permitted uses, colon, and then it goes into where we're saying, no structure, blah, 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 except for one or more of the following, colon, then it's going into a list of the things that are okay.
Right,
You were wanting to put periods after those.
right. It used to, years ago, it used to have
But
periods.
it should be semicolons.
Okay. I'm
So-
fine, I think it needs one or the other.
Well, it needs a semicolon or a comma.
Probably you're right with that.
I'm definitely right with the semicolon.
Yeah. Except for after townhouses should be a period.
When it says,
You see what I'm saying? 'Cause
when you,
townhouses-
that's the last in the list,
Right,
yeah.
that's the last item.
And so you'll have a semicolon after et cetera.
Right.
You'll have, a semicolon after cluster housing,
Okay, yep.
and then, period after
I'm
townhouse.
gonna go ahead and change these like you're doing, and that way we're all on the same page. So semicolon,
Yeah.
and period, cool.
Well, after residence too, semicolon. Detached residence.
Where'd you get to?
First line, detached units including standard large lot, single family detached residence, semicolon, zero lot line residence, and cluster housing.
I would think you'd need a comma there.
Yeah, I think the comma is fine. You
Cause
can
that's
put a
all
comma
one.
after, you can put a comma after residences, cause it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
list of
it's already
zero
there.
lot line yeah, I wrote a comma in there. So zero lot line residences, comma, and cluster housing,
Okay.
semicolon.
Okay. Sounds good. Now, I changed this final, if you read later on under conditional uses, they use the same phrasing under there's other places where there's conditional uses.
I thought we were getting rid of conditional uses.
Well, I think that was the
That's
plan,
another
but I guess at this
discussion.
point, we'll fix the punctuation with continually,
Yeah.
unconditional use, and then if we're wanting to get rid of all that stuff, then we can get rid of it altogether, I guess, but.
Under the other places that talk about conditional uses, they talk about final plan or phase plan. And in fact, the master plan never gets an approval, so that's why I'm thinking it's really meant to be final plan, if you see
Well,
what I'm talking about.
that's fine with me. I mean, I don't know the official terminology of this kind of stuff, what they call it in
Well,
building
it just,
lingo, but
it
if
just-
that's,
No, we want to okay the whole project, and they're gonna finish it in phases. So,
yeah, but if you okay the whole project, that's the final plan.
yes,
Master plan is kind of like,
the final plan, yeah, and then they.
well,
they-
it's a little less
they
formal.
need to
Yeah.
come up with better. I mean,
Yeah.
final sounds pretty fine.
Master is what they bring in to start with, yeah, here's what we're thinking
And
about.
things can change, yeah.
Yeah, the final, that's when the planning commission takes a better look, city council takes a better look, and then it all gets approved.
Yeah,
But, and that's why I say, it says may be approved at time of master plan, you don't really approve anything master plan, and these other conditional, yeah, under the next conditional uses, they use final plan. So I'm 99% sure it's supposed to be final.
Okay. Well, we can put it, and
And if anybody,
if someone wants to make a case, they can do that.
and I think, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if we could talk Frankie into looking at this, or, I don't really wanna do that, but I'm just saying.
That's kind of where Dale was coming from, was as a developer, it's just like, oh, well, you usually do
Yeah,
this, and you
yeah,
do that.
yeah. And Hurricane
So, and
does
the rest of
this.
us are just like, yeah, whatever,
Right,
like.
Hurricane does this, and St. George does that, and it's like.
well, these things aren't right.
So anyway,
So we're
yeah.
changing that to from phase
Yeah.
plan to final.
No,
From
not
master-
phase plan, master plan,
Master
From
plan.
master plan to final plan, right?
Right,
right.
Okay,
because that's what you approve.
because both the final and the phase plan have to be approved, so I guess
Right.
that works, okay.
And
And,
there's lots of periods here.
yeah, except
but you
there'll
wanna
be,
do
there'll be
semicolons,
semicolons.
that's
And
fine.
so independent
Living
living
care
care
is
is a semicolon after let's see.
Buildings.
Buildings,
Now,
Country
why there
clubs.
was a period after country clubs, I'm not right.
Yeah.
That should be it. I hadn't caught that.
Close, what kind of
Condominiums.
clubs are we gonna have up here?
Country clubs, what do you mean? Oh, you're seeing the first one. That is the law, isn't it?
Occupations.
Should be lowercase too, yeah.
So condominiums gets a semicolon?
Yes, and then I guess home occupations is the last one
Right,
in that list, so
right.
that one can be a period.
Yes.
This did not format this real well.
Yeah.
No, it didn't do it for you. It makes it more confusing.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, and then same with this list, you have neighborhood, following conditions, colon, and then we'll have semicolons after 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I'm wondering why those are numbered. Oh,
Cause they,
that's that's under the conditional uses still.
yeah, technically, they should be like A, B, and C. Yeah, cause they're under 4.
Well, not under this new numbering system. The new numbering system just, I don't know. I don't know what, I don't see that matters a whole lot. But yes, you're right, they probably should get some, well, since they're numbered, do they need semicolons?
Yeah, because it's still a list of things, you still want some
Yeah.
punctuation there,
Okay.
but not periods, because they're all followed under the same
Semicolon.
colon of things.
And the period after issues must be addressed. Oh,
No, because we go into public libraries after that.
yeah, so you need another semicolon.
Yeah,
Well,
we have huge, long,
I didn't point out this, also parking and access issues must be addressed, should be a separate sentence, shouldn't it?
yeah, what did I do here? Let's see, but loud numbers must be approved by a planning commission, period. Parking and access issues must also be addressed, or something like that,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
To give it its own little period, a
Yeah, I
little
think
sentence
that
there.
reads a lot better.
Yeah,
personally.
it's pretty awkward as it is,
Yeah.
so.
And then public libraries,
Colleges,
semicolon.
and then we can put a period after timeshares, fractional interests.
What did you, oh, yeah. Semicolon,
Yeah.
Oh, didn't I have, oh, well, there's a similar, similarly, should be similar, shouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I crossed that off, I crossed off the Lee on mine. So, yes.
Another colon there, oh, wouldn't there be a colon after high schools, or does it really matter?
Where are we looking?
Right above timeshares, slash flex,
Should be.
Oh, yeah, high schools, comma, and colleges. I like the Oxford comma. Technically doesn't have to be there, but it seems naked without it to me, so.
It does me too, it's just easier to read, I think. About that.
Okay. And then,
This next page is just pretty much the same
it's
thing.
the same exact thing. Look at all these, all my semicolon circled throughout. So,
So semicolon after. et cetera.
after institution,
And et cetera,
et cetera, and use, and breakfast and theaters, and establishment. Semicolon hardly gets used at all in life, so it's having a heyday with this.
Mhm.
Yay! Automobiles.
Now, why that got a period and the other stuff didn't, I do not understand.
You're trying to find reasoning in something in legalese that has no continuity, so. And then, let's see.
That next sentence that starts with trade shop, I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you work on that.
Well,
one.
the way I ended up putting it is, cause yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on in just that one thing. So the way I have it is trade shop or service businesses such as shoe repair, semicolon, dry cleaning or laundering service, semicolon,
Mhm,
pressing, altering,
okay.
or tailoring of wearing apparel, semicolon, radio, TV, comma, or appliance repair, semicolon, watch or jewelry repair, semicolon, and then barber or beauty shop, period. I didn't worry about the
Yeah.
and, since we have the semicolons
Right,
there.
we can get rid of the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I
And so
thought.
the reason that semicolons work better there is because you have all these other things
Right,
separated by
right.
commas.
Mhm,
So
exactly.
that at least tells you the difference in the sections, that it's a mess, but.
Okay, that next little blurb, see, that's where they say phase plan or final plan. As opposed to what we saw earlier where it was master plan, that we changed. So it's,
We'll change that to master.
no, we're gonna leave that, because that's correct.
Okay, final plan.
Final plan.
Master plan.
Master plan shouldn't really, you don't approve anything there, really. Staff
Yeah.
does, maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so you're saying for,
Phase
the
plan.
conditional use?
Yeah, that's all right,
Okay,
until you get down to needing more semicolons.
yes, yes. Now is the time for the semicolons again, after structure and service,
All
and to
of
be closed, and facility. Okay,
No, that'd
this
get a
one-
period. Oh, no, you're right, it does keep going, doesn't it?
Yes, it
Yeah.
keeps going forever. So the mixed uses, yada, 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 or on the same site, period. I think you put the period there too.
Yeah, mixed uses with the same building on the same side.
And then a semicolon at the end. And then off-street parking facilities, semicolon.
What did you want to delete it? You have delete up here.
Oh, that's the, and,
Oh, the end, okay.
yeah, you
okay.
gotta,
That's crossed out.
the little line pointing up to it doesn't really show very well.
No.
Yeah, it just points to general area.
That's generally.
Let's see, after commodities, after principal use, after lands, and then a period after facility.
Yep. I don't like the way that says office, comma, parentheses, public or private, comma.
Well, I'm just
parentheses.
wondering,
But
I like
it's
having
not
office
big.
first just because we are talking about an office,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, if we did
Can we
public.
take away the parentheses, maybe?
Well, because do we really need to specify public or private? We could
Not
just say
really.
office.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Cross it off.
Okay.
I did not like the way it read. Didn't make sense. Okay, cool.
And which one's this in the parentheses?
Yeah,
Yeah,
public or private.
private, just cross
At the
all
top
that.
of,
It doesn't matter what kind of office, because they're both allowed,
yeah,
so.
just off zones. Okay, then we have dimensional requirement, okay, so we're good for a while,
Mhm.
until we're down to the, Lord help us, to the permitted uses again. So, of the
Just a
following,
whole lot of semicolons.
employee service. Wait, where did I? Oh, here, okay, daycare facility, studio or school, center.
You know, truth be told, all of these should be numbered or lettered, but, and I like this is good.
Well, yeah, that's another way to
Mhm.
do it.
There's nothing wrong with this one. Oh, there's another. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're still doing this, aren't we?
Yes.
Commodities. Can we strike public or private after that office?
Yeah, I don't see
On the
why
next
not.
page? And then a period after
After.
closed building.
Yes.
Small animals only, yeah. See, here's another conditional use where they used phase plan or final plan.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get it consistent.
Okay, you lost me. Where'd you
Oh,
go?
we're on the next page.
Yeah, I know you're on the next page.
Top of the next page,
We crossed out public or private again.
Yeah.
With office.
Yeah.
And then it says, veterinary clinic or hospital, small animals only in a completely enclosed building, period. And then we're with conditional use. and
There's
everything's fine,
nothing
except we
there,
get to
so-
start doing semicolons again.
Right. Here's where I changed planning commission to lowercase, but I don't care one way or the other, I was just trying to be consistent.
Funeral home or crematorium, semicolon, nursing or personal home care, period. Okay, and then,
What was your decision on planning commission, uppercase?
yeah, like that.
Okay.
I mean, because we're gonna do it for town
Yeah,
or
yeah.
town council, we should have planning commission.
I have no problem.
Well, we don't have nearly the status, but we can have capitalized letters.
We don't get the kind of money they do.
Yeah, we don't roll in the dough,
Yeah, the big bucks.
big bucks. All right, so at the bottom where it says land disturbance and alteration or disturbance of land in the planned development district or the natural or cultural resources thereon shall be permitted until the phase plan has received approval from the city council, and you said to make that final plan?
I think if you go back to the older stuff, it was a little bit obscure, but it looked to me like it probably meant final thing because they used project.
Well, up above it says, motion from the town council at the final plan stage approving the request, yada, 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 and then all this stuff is under that.
Okay.
So I would think it's a pretty good argument.
Oh,
that-
yeah, sign, city county, yes, exactly.
So-
URMG. Oh, H.
H, yeah, we got that clear to H. Yes, I have a
I'm
note
sitting here
here.
trying to see where these things are, and I'm like, where are they?
I have a note here that it used to say project plan back before it was changed. Project is the same as final, so yes, I think we're both right. It is final at that point. You don't, yeah.
And then on the next page, changing city to town, comma after ordinance, yes. Town council, capitalized down below.
Okay.
Now, the thing with, I think it is supposed to be increased.
Is it?
Yeah, just because the way I think this is supposed to be, if you have unbuildable land, you're still gonna want to give the builder some credit
Right,
for that area.
right.
And so that's why I think it's saying that 25% of the land area of unbuildable area may be added to the buildable portion of the property, which would increase the density, at least in the
Well,
buildable spots.
It increases the amount of land, but,
It gives them more density credit, I mean, it gives them more density
right,
credit.
but
So
if
it
you
would
get more
increase.
density credit, you've decreased net density. Does that make sense?
No.
Here, let me,
If I have this hillside I can't build on,
right. No,
but
no,
the
I'm
flat
not
area
doing
that people
that.
can build on, they give me 25% of that hillside.
Right.
That means I can increase the density in the buildable portion.
Right.
I can make that a higher density because I have credit from the unbuildable portion.
Oh, I see what you're saying, you can build more houses,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what that means.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a big
Well,
one.
I know that's what it means, but that's not quite the way it's worded in my mind, but I see what you're saying, so I'm fine with that.
So yeah, I think that's what they were getting at.
Yeah.
Big increase.
Increase in net
You-
density sounds.
Increase, yeah, I see what you're saying.
You have to get
actually-
credit for land you don't build on.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine, I don't really have a problem with that.
And then on the next page, it was just the continuity of spelling
Yeah.
out 75%
Yeah,
and
we're-
putting 75% in
Right,
parentheses.
we did 25%
Yeah.
was
So
spelled
that's
out,
all
and then I
do
wrote
the
5% is blah, blah, so that was just,
And there was some point where,
You want final plan again?
where's that?
uh,
3,
where it has the number 6 at the top, change of ownership,
5,
it's the page. It's the number 6, change of ownership at the very top of the page.
Page after 75%.
yes.
Yes,
Well, now I'm lost.
We should have started by just numbering these
Uh,
pages.
Numbering pages.
I am a little surprised these aren't numbered in the system. I would have thought we talked about it.
Okay, now we got now the numbering's all different, it's changed.
Yeah, I know that, but page numbers, we still should have had page numbers over the top. Well, now, wait a minute, where did we get to? I got lost here.
Okay, we were on, comply.
We were at 75% at one point.
We're on page
Yeah, here we
10.
are.
From
Well, that helps me a
Change
lot.
Well, I went to number them myself, so.
Change of ownership.
Change of ownership.
At the very top of the page, it says change
Oh,
ownership,
okay.
right there.
Okay, so what were you thinking?
Well, no, I'm just saying,
No.
because down underneath that, you changed phase plan to
Oh,
final.
under that, yes, let me read that. Support.
It is a lot, blah, blah, blah.
I'm 99% sure that's supposed to be final plan.
Are we still talking about the final plan
Kind of plan or master plan?
I mean, I think we're still in the final, Plan
We're still under
section.
H, which is plan development standards and requirements. Oh, no, ownership and management. Ownership development responsibilities.
And we're still on page 10,
I think probably making it final covers more than just leaving it phase. Because it needs to align with them.
Yeah, you don't.
right? Because then it aligns with what you've written elsewhere.
It could really be either way. But here's what I was thinking. Appropriate studies and approved by the town council pursuant to its adoption of the phase plan. Town council doesn't really approve the phase plan.
They approved the master.
They approve the final.
Final or master?
Well, I don't know about master, but definitely if you read the blurb about final, that's big on town council. That's where they do the real deal.
And then what it should say for the phase plan at the very beginning is it says, the final plan for individual phases of development.
Where you read
So,
that?
oh, that's just where we flip-flop at the very beginning.
Okay, yeah.
So the phase plan is technically the final plan for the phases.
Yes.
Right.
And
You wanna
the
look at it
final
that way.
plan is everything.
Right.
All the phases, all the infrastructure.
And I really don't like the way that's worded. If you
I know,
go
me
down
neither.
to it.
Like I said, it just makes it,
The final, I can't even find it now. But yes, that definition should, where it says final plan, final plan for individual phases, final should be taken off of that thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. We know what we're talking
do we though?
Well, we need everybody
I
else
don't know.
to understand.
Okay, then,
So is that final or phase?
we'll put final, just because final is
I think
a
that
bigger
makes the most
fit.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about all kinds of infrastructure,
and
you're
if I
talking about
remember
roads
right-
and streets and sidewalks
Right.
and parking, and you would need that in all the phases probably, so.
If I remember right, infrastructure, yeah, it used to say, back in the olden days, it used to say project plan.
Oh, yeah. we're
So
beyond
project
that.
plan got replaced by final plan.
We're
So,
beyond that.
it just,
I kind of like project plan better.
well, I have no problem with however we want to do it, we just need to be consistent was my biggest
I'm not
problem.
gonna do any widespread changes
I
at
like
this point, because I'm done in December, so. Fair notice.
Let's make it final, and.
Okay,
think
I
it
wrote
makes
final in and
Yes.
circled it, so.
We're getting closer.
And then on page 11,
Well, wait a minute, you found something on 11,
Yeah.
no, I'm just going by your comments.
huh? Oh, I didn't think I had one on 11, maybe we've done talking about.
Well, no, just that it's, instead of
City,
city, it should be
town.
town. And instead of the cutesy little way of spelling Xeriscape as the zero escape in quotation marks, we can just make it Xeriscape.
wonder if I didn't,
You made,
I got some pages out of order, I bet.
Nah.
I bet I did.
You're 4 and 5,
Uh,
3.
4 and 5 are talking about landscaping, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand why one place we call it xeriscape and the next place we call it
I think it was just
xeriscape.
kind of cutesy, zero
Okay.
meaning needing not really any
Okay.
water. But
Right.
yeah, we might as well just spell it as xeriscape like it's supposed to be anyway, and like
Right.
it shows up later,
Right,
so.
yeah, right, another paragraph to it definitely is, I don't see it right now though, do
Well, it's coming up.
I? Huh. I thought it was
It's
right
on,
under.
that's on page 12.
Yeah, under
5.
like number 5, it starts saying minimum 40% of the
Yeah,
project.
I
was
see
open
it, I'm seeing it. I see that.
And then, you didn't have anything else marked until page 13. Instead of interface, it should be interference.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, I
Interface,
don't,
think you said.
I don't know, I don't know what electrical interface is unless it's hooking up electrical
Yeah,
things
and that's not what we're
together.
talking about, we're
No,
talking
they're talking
about
about,
nuisances.
yeah,
so
noises and stuff, so.
I like interference.
Like my neighbor that runs 3 ham radios,
Yeah,
and I can't
yeah.
listen to Rush.
Right.
That might not necessarily be a
A little louder for the record.
What was this about, Rush?
Well, Norman listens to Rush, I'm not, look at my computer. I'm a Glenn fan myself.
Do you still have a show?
The Blaze TV, yeah, it's got
Oh,
its own
okay.
network. I don't have cable or anything, I stream everything.
And if you ever get confused and want to understand master plan, final plan, and phase plan a little better, this is where, under I is where all is laid out.
Application or requirement. I don't know.
15, okay.
And most of that's good.
15. Okay,
Until
then,
you get into it a little bit.
Yeah, that's where it kind of explains that it should all be the same.
okay, so when I started questioning, let's see, so where it says, I guess, rezoning application,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's-
change that to final instead of
Right,
project,
right,
okay.
somebody just missed that.
And that's fine. And then on page 16,
Town council.
yeah, town council instead of city council. Now this is where I start questioning the changes to final, because starting with number 3, we are talking about
What phase?
the phase plan. And
Yeah, the
so,
only thing you're changing there is it does say project plan and it means, it means final, right?
so let's see, we have the phase plan shall serve as most plan developments consist of
The entire thing is a
identifying
final
a number
plan.
of areas of the site with unique or individual land use types. Okay, so yeah, final works for that one.
Yeah.
And then,
They just didn't catch it when they were.
after the project
Okay, this
project
one-
phase plan has been formally reviewed.
Yeah, see, that's,
That's like a combination weird thing.
yeah. And the way you can tell this is wrong, let me read.
Good, submit.
Okay, so that one should be final and the next one should be
Right,
phase.
Right. Yes,
Okay.
final plan for the improvement of specific phases of the project, makes
Yeah.
no sense.
Yeah, and then instead of shall submit a final plan for the improvement of specific phases, yeah, that's what you're making that one
Right,
phase.
right.
All right, and then at the bottom of that, phase plan elements, showing where phase is located in relation to the overall, yeah, final.
Should be final,
Yeah.
and they just missed that one when they were changing. Whoever did this, I don't know, Tanya, Frank, me, I don't think I had anything to do with it.
No, this was
Well, that was a
all.
long time ago.
But I'm telling you, I think some other people were involved.
Well, some
last
other people
February.
might have been
And I
kind
don't,
of
yeah,
messing with stuff,
I
but,
think some things were changed and not really admitted
Didn't
to.
go through the.
And the reason I know that,
channels.
the reason I know that is because I remember on the old computer, you could tell the date that it was put into the computer,
Yeah,
and it was February of last year.
of last year.
Yeah, 2018.
Well, then I came and found them later, because Tanya's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, and so I got a hold of Nate,
Uh-huh.
and I said, where is the file that shows it was the subdivision and the plan
Uh-huh.
development that were passed at the same time? And I went back through the minutes of the town council, and it was like July of 2015. I said, where are those things? And he told me where, and she couldn't find them on the computer. So I came in here and I'm like, okay, look in this file,
Uh-huh.
then look in this one. She's like, oh my gosh, there it is.
Now, that may have been when it got the February date on it. It's
Maybe
like
so,
she moved
yeah.
it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, I'm not accusing anybody of doing anything wrong, I just
Well,
think there's a lot
you
of.
know, you never know.
But yeah, nothing has been officially adopted
Yeah,
since 2015.
exactly.
So this is good that we're
was
doing
my-
this.
Yeah, real good, I think.
Okay, so then weird.
And I don't think this affects anybody's current,
No,
Project.
everything's been passed, everything's been passed is passed.
and what, there's still some things they need to do, but now it will be a lot clearer
Yes,
as to what steps they need to take unless the development agreement has subverted all this, and I don't know, I don't get into that.
no, I don't think it will.
So where do we get to? Yeah, that's definitely,
We're in 17.
this is definitely final. And,
Okay, so I think we're in phase plan elements. And there's a whole bunch of numbers of those. Okay, and so you notice, so towards the top of 17, where it says delineation of the development of the entire site, yeah, that's obviously some kind of weird formatting thing. In the book, it says that if only a portion of the site is to be improved in the current project, instead of this
Also, that's
CN10
a lot of
project.
spellings.
in the book.
Yeah,
Oh, and what's printed out.
yes, and what we have in our book.
Okay, well, the really old one said current.
So that's just as it was translated over to Muni code.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I think it's supposed to say current project.
okay. I would probably argue that it really means phase, but at that point, it doesn't really affect a whole lot.
Only a portion of the site is to be improved.
In-
That
in the
portion shall be
current
shown-
project.
shown-
Yeah, I can see project more, I think, and it really doesn't matter.
And then page 18.
Current project or current phase?
Well,
I think we like project better.
Yeah, it says project in the original thing, but I guess, you know.
I just made the note to,
Well, you were,
Bring it up a
you were
little bit.
trying to
What was that,
figure
was
out
that
what it
was
was
a
supposed to
10th
say.
project?
See,
well,
Yeah.
I did figure out that it meant current after a while, but then I got to thinking, well, maybe it really meant phase, and it doesn't matter a whole lot, so I didn't
Yeah.
think about it deeply.
On 18, you have 2 phase developments that should be final
Right.
development.
Except this is where I was questioning also, because we are in the
Phase
section, yeah, we're
Right,
in
I
the phase
understand
plan
that.
thing.
I
And
understand
so
that.
when it says amendments to the phase plan,
Mhm.
the planning commission is authorized to approve amendments to the phase plan, provided that. And so since we're kind of talking about the phase plan, it makes me wonder if phase is correct here.
Well, the reason I don't think it is because the only place earlier that you talk about amending anything is under the final plan.
We have this whole section just about the phase plan.
Right, I
So
understand
that's
that.
why,
But it never,
and it's under the phase plan elements.
it never explains what they mean by, amending, I can't find. well,
Phase plans must be consistent with the final plan. After the, let's see,
Not finding what I wanted.
that we're looking at each phase where it's located, and the plan should be submitted to scale, and this plan shall include, you're looking at all the boundaries with the phases. The phase plan shall be prepared by a registered land surveyor, licensed architect, licensed engineer. Reviews and approval of the phase plan by the planning commission.
Right.
And so it is talking about reviews and approval of the phase
Phase
plan.
plan.
And then after a phase plan is submitted, I mean, so it keeps on talking about the phase plan.
Mhm.
So it makes me think that after the phase plan is reviewed and approved by the planning commission, if they're wanting to make amendments to the phase plan, the planning commission is authorized to approve amendments to the phase plan provided that. So I think for number 5,
Mhm.
those two probably should be phased.
Okay.
Yes, they should stay
Just
there.
because it's talking all about the whole process of approving the phase plan and amending the phase plan and all of that.
Right, no, I don't really have a problem with that.
That's the
I was
only
just-
thing, I put a little note, I said, this is all talking about phase, maybe phase is correct, that was my little note this morning.
Yeah, we have 5 developments that are phases.
Give me a second, let's see if I can find that where they talk about amending the final plan.
Well, because I think you can amend the final plan too, but they're just also saying you can amend
Yeah.
the phase plan if you're wanting
It's
to.
on 19 under 4, any proposed amendments not conforming to these provisions shall be considered major amendments and resubmitted as a revised phase plan. Top of 19 where you have final.
Yeah, I'm keeping phase there too,
Yeah,
because it's still talking about
okay.
not conforming to these amendments, provisions we just talked about. I mean, I think all the other finals are fine, I just think that those 3
Those
should
3
stay
need to stay
phased.
the way they are.
The 3, yeah,
2 on 18 and 1 on 19.
my comment, 80, 81, and 82. Is that it?
I didn't know it was numbering them.
Oh, yeah, there's numbers,
Look
have you
at
seen
you.
that?
My goodness.
You hadn't seen
You're a
that?
bit-
This
Yeah.
whole time.
Okay,
We've been making-
82.
trying to
Okay,
follow
well, you should be
pages.
referring to it as
I
that.
guess I should have been, I was assuming everybody knew
Yeah, that's what you said, it's like, oh, where it says comment 83,
yeah.
that could have sounded that better.
Well, we can go over it again if you want.
No,
Oh,
we are
no.
almost done, we're almost done. Yeah, then towards the bottom of 19,
Yeah, there was
your
this-
final comment.
There was a phrase, several phrases just totally left out. I can show it to you in the old one if you want to look. But if you read this is not even a sentence that they have here where it starts town council.
And the project developer, what?
Yeah, it's not even a sentence there. If you look at the old, I don't think I even have the old one printed out that far. Yeah, maybe I do. Where's that under construction drawings? Yes. Right here.
That's not a sentence.
Here's the old thing,
Okay, so how does it read with the old one?
just the way I wrote it. Well, I'll start out with construction drawing. Construction drawings reviewed prior to construction. Okay. Then this says town council, this phrase right here was left out. That part right there. You see what I'm saying?
The setbacks, the height
So-
minimums,
Yep.
maximum. So,
Oh, okay.
comment 83,
It's
right?
left out.
So comment 83 goes in front of town council.
Yes, I'm sure
Okay.
it's done that. I'm sure
All right.
it's done that.
So then,
Because it was just totally left out. Not on this translation, but
on the,
on the
Okay,
one
we'll
before
put
it.
it, and then put a period behind planning commission.
Where are you seeing that? Planning commission.
Well, you have an explanation. All that before the town.
oh, okay.
So we want a
So
period
before
after
town, we're
planning.
saying the setback and height minimums and maximums listed below are intended to
yeah.
serve
I'm
as a
looking
guide
at-
to the planning commission.
Okay, you'd have to.
Comment
Comma.
83.
The,
83A is, Alfred Planning Commission, how's that? Is that what you said?
no, I just put a comma and then the in front of
Right.
town, and then we'll know that
Right.
what you wrote.
And if you want to,
It's
Alfred
referred to.
Planning Commission.
That makes
Oh,
more sense.
capitalized.
Capitalize, what did I say?
Alphabetized.
Alphabetized, same thing.
That
I
makes
was
a
like,
lot
what
more
are you
sense.
talking?
All right, but it's late.
It's hot.
It's hot, it's late.
Okay.
Very good, I like it.
All right,
Funny.
cool.
Nothing.
I think that makes a lot more sense, because seriously, I was reading this.
Well, and the
and-
chart we have in our book makes a lot more sense too.
Yeah,
This
yeah, I
one is
didn't even,
like,
I didn't even
oh,
get into that, I
Yeah.
have no idea what.
Good discussion for us.
Yeah. Well, it makes a whole lot better sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of brought this up at one point, a long time ago, probably a year ago, and I didn't get very far.
Well, now you're on the planning commission.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
Now you can throw
saying.
your weight around.
Well, yeah, oh, wow. Yeah, that's when I first noticed it, is when I was back when I was making writing a letter to Jepson. I
Yeah.
was reading this, and no, this is not written correctly. I mean, obviously you could tell it started out, but somebody had missed project for final and vice versa, and phase
Yeah.
and all this stuff, so.
Well,
This is
I don't
good.
think we're changing anything, the meaning of anything.
I'm not, I don't know. I'd like to see it printed up and put to other people, and if anybody's got a problem with it, then we say, what's your problem? We don't have
Really,
one.
what's your problem?
Are you making this harder than it has to be?
But whatever you guys wanna do,
Well, I don't think we need to go to outside besides the town council.
Well, I think we can probably just revisit it with our changes when we
Get it-
have
get it.
the,
Everybody
Yeah.
when
here.
we have these
get it
two.
printed
Yeah.
up and say,
Yeah, we're gonna.
and get it in their hands a few days, obviously, before the meeting, because it's
You
not,
don't need to print them for us. We got it.
we got it.
Yeah.
Except I
And they
didn't-
have them too.
Yeah.
I didn't take really good notes on what final decision was, so I'd like to see it reprinted.
Yeah,
Sure,
I
it's fine.
wrote it all down. Does someone want this or?
I will take it.
Okay. Just, I started to try to change stuff to A, Bs, and C instead of 1, 2, 3. You can ignore that for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just worry about our words for now, I guess.
But yeah,
The
it would
formatting
be,
later.
it was kind of obvious that it needed to say final plan instead of project plan, because the project plan was never defined anywhere, and
Yeah.
So as long as I get that back.
I thought it was very,
Before our next
very
meeting.
confusing.
Okay. So yeah, we will revisit this with the changes in print with Lee and Wen.
Excellent. Thanks. Appreciate you guys putting up with that. That's been bothering me.
No, this is what we're here for.
You know, I get the itch, you have to scratch it. So-
Well, I have others.
One inch at a time.
Subdivision kind of worrisome, but that's no good.
Okay, so then we're supposed to, yeah, approve the minutes for,
I've gone through them. I have.
me too. I had to read the couple that I wasn't here for.
I was not here for the April 24th, so I don't know, can we approve it with just two people?
Yeah.
Or
No,
not?
no, but we have to get all three, but you can still vote to approve
Okay,
if you don't see
okay.
anything,
I didn't see.
you know,
anything,
crazy
no.
there. That's why, I mean, I'll need to vote on the two I was absent for in order to have those passed.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing when you weren't here, everybody liked the way that I banged on the gavel. Or she really banged.
You took the power seriously.
I do, I'm like a rock with a claw. Be clean on.
So.
Yeah, I
you're-
read through them.
Okay, and you've read through them and you
Yes,
didn't find
and I
anything?
guess.
Yeah, I didn't either. All right, so I think if we're not making any changes or notes on them, we can, vote to approve them all at the same time.
Yes.
So I move that we approve the minutes for April 24th, May 8th, May 22nd, and June 12th, 2019.
Second.
Vote.
Aye.
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 All right, so I'll make sure I sign these. I think there's places. Ah, I heard you.
I heard you second.
Okay.
Got a
Vote.
motion.
That's a motion. I made a motion to
And,
adjourn.
and Forrest seconded it, and so then we'll vote.
Aye.
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 All right, yay. So then our next one will be, what, what's today?
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
Okay, so the
Oh,
24th?
Yeah,
Next meeting?
sounds right.
Unless are we gonna have a holiday for the
State holiday.
Oh,
It's a
it's
hol-
a
it's a
holiday.
state
We
holiday.
might have to take the day off.
Well, does anyone know of any pressing matters?
No,
No,
I don't either.
and Lee's gonna still be gone, cause he's gone, he said he's gonna miss the July ones,
Oh, okay.
so.
so if we don't have anything pressing,
I mean, I guess they'll let us
Well-
know, you know, if something comes in that's like, oh my gosh, then we can figure
Yeah,
it
if
out,
something
but-
comes up, we can do it on the 23rd or something.
Yeah.
yeah, we can do it, cause we got the parade down in Herb on the 24th.
Right.
I'm a SUP, or DU.
DUP, yeah.
Daughter of the Utah Pioneer.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
okay.
heard
My
that
dad,
before.
huh?
I've heard that before about you.
Yeah,
You
my
mentioned
dad
it
was a
before.
hand park, we're hand
Serious?
park family, yeah.
Wow.
So my dad